Hello! It is day 9 of One Good Thing a Day, and my hair isn't up. Definitely not because they're all of 5 feet away from me, and I don't feel like standing up though, because that would be incredibly lazy and irresponsible of me. Anywho, day 9, One Good Thing a Day. Today's good thing. I am a bit of an asshole when it comes to watching television and film. Why is this a good thing, you're asking? Well, let's start with why it isn't and work our way up from there, huh? So, things that I do that upset people I watch TV and films with. Generally, if there's something going on that you could say is like a mystery, I will spend not an exorbitant amount of time just trying to figure out what the hell's going on and who's doing it and who's responsible. 90% of the time, at least, I'm correct, because writers have patterns and they drop the right hints. So unless they're trying to like pull something out of left field, like, oh, couldn't guess that one because I'm smarter than you, generally I'm correct, and it upsets my friends who have seen it already and they didn't know the answer at the point that I'd figured it out, and they just think I'm an asshole. But that's kind of part of the fun, is like, look at me, I'm so smart, because my ego is awful and needs to be groomed constantly. Then there's the better parts, where I do it and I'm wrong, and I love being wrong, because it means I get a chance to learn something, you know? The two best examples I have of both of these are Supernatural is a show where I pretty much guessed every episode's plot as it was happening, halfway through at the latest. You know, I was really good at figuring it out. And I'll be fair, I didn't get past the 4th season. I was watching it with a friend who really wanted another friend of mine and I to watch it with her, and we did, and we just never kept going. Personally, for me, it's because I prefer Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and anyone who doesn't think they're the same thing is lying to themselves. They're the same show, except with a smaller group of people to form the Scooby Squad, which is probably one of the things I don't love about it. Anyway, the good example then is a show called Lost Girl, which some of you may or may not know. Another friend of mine introduced it to me, and I'm sorry I haven't finished the last season. I'm going to get around to it, I swear. At the first couple episodes, I was pretty good at guessing what each of the people would be. You know, so there's a bunch of people, and each one of them generally has some sort of mythical creature associated with it. And, you know, so you got lycanthropes, you've got sirens, you've got succubi, which is the whole main plot, really. But so each episode they introduce a different kind of one to be a sort of antagonist, unless they do a humans episode, which is also fine. And what I liked about it is how many creatures I didn't know there were. You know, it was amazing thinking it was gonna go one way and then finding out it was gonna be another. And even some of them I knew, but I didn't realize that was gonna be it. Like, the first example of that, I think, is the Will-o'-the-Wisp episode. They're in a forest, and there's a bunch of fire going off, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is. And it turns out it's Will-o'-the-Wisp. I'm like, oh, well, I know that, because that's a moving Pokemon. And that was the genuine connection that I'd made, was Pokemon. And so it was fascinating, you know? And I really liked it, and I need to go back and finish that last season, because I hope I like it. But yeah, that's what I do. You know, is I sit there and I try to figure out mysteries, and I also commentate. And so let's just get this out of the way here. I have a theory that there are 3 types of people who watch movies and other media. Now, I want you to keep in mind, I'm someone who doesn't like limiting things to a certain number of things, because there's so many gray areas that how could it possibly fit into these? So when I tell you this, if you feel you're partly one way but you're really also another, don't get mad at me, please. This is just for the structure of the theory. Obviously, differences exist. So my three types are watchers, listeners, and commenters. Watchers are pretty simple. They sit there, they watch the movie or whatever you're watching, and they don't say anything. They don't like it when people talk because they're so focused on what's being said that anything else is going to distract them and it's going to ruin the entire experience for them. Watchers are grumpy. Listeners may comment every now and then because they have something to say. But for the most part, they're enjoying the movie while also enjoying the commenters because they like that extra insight, whether it's somebody who has details about a movie based on books or somebody who's just genuinely funny and Mystery Science Theater 3000 it. Whatever they're doing, they like it. And then the commenters, who like Mystery Science Theater, just sit there and make jokes or talk about the source material, like I just said the listeners are looking for. Commenters tend to do this a bit more often than listeners. Commenters enjoy other commenters unless they dislike that commenter's humor, in which case they'll be very vocal about it and ruin the movie for generally everyone. But that's your three types. And for a long time, I thought I was a listener, but I've really realized that I'm a commenter, and I'm a bad commenter. It's ever since I was a kid, I would comment, and it was one thing when my dad and my sister were there because it would make sense talking to them. But sometimes I talk to no one as if there's someone there because my insight is just so genuinely great that someone has to hear it besides me. I like I said, my ego is a strange thing. And yeah, so I oftentimes will just comment to myself and then realize no one's there and be like, oh, everyone missed that amazing joke I just had. Those are the things that I like about me watching movies. It kind of feels a little bit strange that this is sort of related to yesterday's vlog. I generally have been jumping around from piece to piece with very little idea of where I'm going. I hope you don't mind that. I'm also really sorry about the first few vlogs. I've gone back and listened to them on multiple devices and realized how very, very quiet they are. I'm really hoping that the microphone here helps. I've turned up the input and outputs on all of my stuff that this is going through. I hope that I didn't overcompensate. I mean, I tested it a little bit. Another thing I've noticed, and sorry about this tangent, for some reason when this gets uploaded onto YouTube, it gets quieter. Because I listen to this before I've done any editing at all, and it sounds plenty fine. I listen to it after I've edited it, and it sounds okay. I put it on YouTube, and it's quiet as hell. It's like, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's all the compressing and getting moved around, but my sound does not like being changed. So if anyone has any tips on that, I'd really appreciate it. Continuing on, thank you very much for listening, watching today's vlog. If you have something good to say about today, be sure to leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more vlogs and other stuff I might come out with. And have a great one.